Hello and welcome in our news for tonight. His Majesty the King voices Jordan's condemnation of the assassination attempt on former U.S. President Donald Trump's life. The Senate President discusses with his Egyptian counterpart bilateral ties and ways of forging closer parliamentary cooperation between the two countries. And Israeli occupation forces kill at least 141 Palestinians and injure 400 others in the past 24 hours. Good evening, I'm Samah Talala. His Majesty King Abdullah denounced the strongest terms the assassination attempt against former U.S. President Donald Trump during a political rally in Pennsylvania. In a cable to the former president, His Majesty, on behalf of the people and government of Jordan, condemned the assassination attempt and all forms of violence, wishing Trump and those injured in the attack a speedy recovery. The former U.S. president returned to his home in New Jersey after he was injured in an attempted assassination at an election rally in the state of Pennsylvania. Trump said he was shot in the ear, adding that a bullet has ripped through his skin. The FBI has identified the gunman as 20-year-old Thomas Matthew Crooks, saying he was shot and killed by the U.S. Secret Service. Meanwhile, the Oversight Committee in the U.S. Congress has summoned the Secret Service director for full investigation of the assassination attempt. Senate President Faisal Al-Faiz discussed with his Egyptian counterpart Abdel Wahab Abdel Razak bilateral ties and ways of forging closer parliamentary cooperation between the two sides. During a meeting in Cairo, Faiz and Abdel Razak stressed the importance of the strategic relations between the two countries, efforts to serve the just causes of the Arab nation, and ways to end the brutal Israeli aggression against the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip and the occupied West Bank. The two officials highlighted the necessity of activating joint Arab action to end Israel's offensive and enable the Palestinians to regain their legitimate rights and establish an independent state with Jerusalem as its capital. Over to the Gaza Strip, where at least 17 Palestinians have been killed and 50 others wounded in Israeli strikes in Gaza City in the early hours of today. Gaza's health ministry said the Israeli army committed 4 massacres against families in different parts of the Strip that claimed the lives of more than 141 civilians in the past 24 hours. The ministry added that the Palestinian death toll since the start of Israel's war has reached to 38,548 people and the injured to 88,881. Meanwhile, UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres condemned an Israeli airstrike on Al-Mawasi area of Khan Yunis in the Gaza Strip, which was designated a humanitarian zone for displaced Palestinians. Guterres said he was shocked and saddened by the strike that killed 90 people in the densely populated humanitarian area where displaced Palestinians are located, adding that the attack underscores that nowhere is safe in Gaza. Referring to Israel's claim of targeting 2 Hamas members, the Secretary General underlines that the international humanitarian law, including the principles of distinction, proportionality, and precautions in attack, must be upheld at all times. In the occupied West Bank, 5 Palestinians have been injured by Israeli fire in the north and the south. The occupation forces also arrested 30 Palestinians during raids in a number of cities, including Ramallah, Hebron, Qalqilia, Tulkarem, Jenin, Jericho, and Jerusalem. According to the Palestinian Prisoners Society and the Commission of Detainees and Ex-Detainees Affairs, more than 9,655 Palestinians from the West Bank, including Jerusalem, have been arrested since the start of Israel's offensive on Gaza. And finally, in the news, a Syrian soldier was killed and 3 others injured in Israeli strikes on several positions in and around Damascus. The Israeli army said it had targeted a Syrian military command center as well as targets and infrastructure belonging to the Syrian army and air defense in response to 2 drones launched towards Israel from Syrian territory. The strike was launched from the occupied Syrian Golan Heights, targeting several military positions in the southern region and a residential building in the Kafir Sousa district of Damascus. That's it for tonight. Thank you for watching.